Hi, everyone, and welcome to A Filthy Lot's weekly live panel discussion show, A Filthy Talk. I'm your host. I'm not Krampus. I may look it. I have them devil eyes, but I'm Trevor Gemma. With me is Roz Young, Ryan Whyte, and Charles Koetke.
Hello, everybody.
I said it right. And as fact checker / chat liaison, we have the return of Ash Turner, although she is not donning her Star Trek regalia today. But you do still have your mug, I notice. Oh, thank you.
Isn't it?
Flip that guy around. We've got some business to get to today, but before we do, as always, we start with what we are drinking. So, Chuck?
Well, I wasn't going to drink much today because, I'm trying to behave. So I got myself a little ginger ale. But then we had Secret Santa the other day. So we went upstairs. We had our little Secret Santa gift exchange. And my present was some Star Wars shot glasses. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to pour us a quick shot, and then we're going to have a quick Jaeger.
Oh,
and then we're going to pass that around. Just a little one, though, because enough to get the little Christmas cheer.
Cool.
It's always cheery when Chuck's around.
All right.
Yeah, right?
I'm going to help you. Make
Just a bundle of cheer.
this easier.
Right? Here we go.
Good
Are we
vibes
gonna fight over Boba
and
Fett?
positivity.
I don't have a favorite.
She claimed it.
Yeah.
Then I'll take
you want
it.
Boba and Darth Vader? Do you want Yoda?
I'll take Yoda.
You want Vader?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll take Boba Fett.
Do we have to call this Yoda like adult Yoda now? Or we no
No,
longer
he's just, his name is Yoda. Baby Yoda is Grogu. He has a name.
Yeah.
I know, but still, he's gonna be Baby Yoda in everyone's minds forever.
Until they make an actual backstory and show us Yoda as a baby.
Right.
And then that's Baby Yoda
That's
and Grogu.
Baby Yoda, yeah.
Or we just
Is
call
Grogu.
him Pinchy Cheeks Broth Boy.
That works too.
The Frog Eater. Okay.
Solange, happy
Thank you,
holidays,
everybody.
Merry Christmas. Thank you, Chuck.
Merry Christmas.
I almost put this right to my mask.
And I lost both ears at once.
That's what Jaeger
The elf ears were a fun idea, but I am going to put them away now.
That's an old taste.
You never forget the first time.
But we do have something that we are drinking.
Yes.
We are tasting the triple IPA made by Bev and Cheyenne on the second episode of Beyond Brewing. And we're doing a tasting. So Chuck, if you want to kick us off with a little sniff and taste. That sounded dirty.
That's your sex tape?
Actually, it smells nice, and it's actually a smooth taste to me.
Yeah?
I think it's great.
That's your kind of beer?
I think she did real.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ryan,
I would preface this by saying I loathe beer. I hate all beer forever and always. So I don't know why Bev asked me to do this because this is not going to be a favorable review. This could be the best beer in the world, and I'm going to be like, this is fucking awful. So
I'm curious. Oh no.
Good effort, Bev, but this is not the one that's going to win me over.
Ross, what about you?
All right.
Oh.
Ooh, the hoppiness is on the head. Yeah.
He's good? Ross has a drinking.
Get it?
All
Put
over
the
my
beer
face.
in your mouth.
Wait. I'm gonna taste this one. Oh, it's really good, Bev.
Yeah?
Aerate.
I think it was called Hippity Hoppity Doo or something like that. Brew. Hippity Hoppity Brew.
We're
Nice.
killing it on the naming front.
That's a great name, though.
Okay,
Another great name.
I really like the smell of this.
It's so hoppy.
It's very hoppy, but it doesn't have the, I don't know. We'll see.
It's not super bitter.
Wow. Okay, so that is hoppy as all hell, but it's a hoppy, like potpourri sort of flavor. Like it's really
fresh.
floral.
It's so fresh.
It's very floral, but it doesn't. It's not very bitter.
Floral.
So because it's not so bitter, I could drink this.
Bev, you can drink it.
Sure, but I am utterly surprised that I like a triple IPA.
I'm astonished.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
But what does Ryan think?
I'm not surprised at all that I don't like it.
He gets it.
Yeah, it tastes like beer. So therefore it's
It
horrible.
is beer.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it is beer.
Yeah.
100%
Carbonation in
beer.
here? So good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Are you guys just being nice?
No.
It's a
This is
check
really
mark.
good.
That makes me so happy.
I will say, even as someone who doesn't like beer, I think it maybe was a good beer. Like, I don't have any reason or rational basis for that judgment.
It's really refreshing.
Yeah.
It's not exactly something I'd want to drink on a cold and stormy night, but it's a good beer. It's a great summer
That makes
beer.
my heart really happy.
It's really good.
I think it's the
Wait, wait,
perfect like
not
picnic
a cold
beer.
and stormy night. Where's my camera?
It's
Which one
it's
do I
The red
do?
light.
mine right
One
now.
with red.
Cheyenne, baby. We did it.
So if you want to see
Please, thank you.
if you want to see how that beer was made, then you can check out episode 2 of Beyond Brewing, which is already up in the channel, and you can see how they made that beer and learn a little bit more about hops. Very heavily focused on hops that episode.
I hope it's really good for your skin because I got it everywhere.
Yeah, particularly the chin.
Yep.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick, Ash, is Noor in the chat? Is he watching?
Not currently, no.
No? Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So there's one more piece of business before, two more actually. Nadav, are you in the building?
Nadav.
Nadav. Oh, hello.
Nadav.
Oh, hello. How's
Hey,
it going?
buddy. I heard there's something you wanted to talk about.
Just a little post-Hanukkah celebration. As last night was the last official night, and this is the last official day, and technically, it's over. But also, technically, I'm not really Jewish. So in honor of Hanukkah and those who celebrate Christmaka and any kind. Oh no, it went out. Hold up, we got this.
He rolled it too tight.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Have
So,
yourself
oh.
a Jewish little Christmas. May your hearts be bright.
I have to say, as a non-denominational type growing up, I always thought that Hanukkah was the better holiday.
Really?
Because Christmas you get one day.
Yeah.
Hanukkah you got 7.
Yeah.
And I remember like my only real experience
Is it
with
8?
Judaism.
Is it 8 or
8, 7?
8.
8. Sorry, I am not a
That's
Jew.
okay, yeah.
The ninth is the Shemesh. It's just the server candle. It's the one that lights all the other.
My only real like interface with Judaism was a friend John Chesley that I had whose parents were really wealthy.
take it.
And so like he got as good of gifts every day of Hanukkah as I got on Christmas.
Oh.
So I just thought like Hanukkah was 8 Christmases.
Oh,
you know,
word.
basically
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
Growing up, we celebrated, from my recollection, one official Hanukkah that was 8 days of presents. And my hindsight tells me that the check came in, or the bill came in, and they went, okay,
Christmas.
we'll celebrate Hanukkah and we'll give you Christmas presents. And it was along the same lines as 1 day versus 8. Times 3 kids. You get the math. But anyways, you had a question before I.
Why is this happening?
Why is this happening? It's a festive. It's the last day of Hanukkah.
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to set you up. I was trying to set you up for the fact that Christmaka, I trip over that so hard, that
I missed the ball.
Dav made a video as someone who celebrates both Christmas and Hanukkah that explores a little bit of his internal conflict. And it's also up on the channel already.
There's the internal conflict and then the delight of getting the best of both worlds.
Indeed.
You know? So it's all that.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you very much for your time.
Hey,
Enjoy
thank
the
you.
rest.
No
This will be
problem.
about 30 minutes or
Thanks, Dav.
2 hours if it catches
Sweet.
on fire.
Nice. No, we have
Isn't it
more.
supposed to burn for 8 days? Supposed to burn for 8 days, isn't it?
I mean, if it burns for 8 days, we got it.
We have a Hanukkah
a miracle.
Yeah!
Miracles!
a real Hanukkah miracle.
Okay, last piece of business before we get into what we're getting into. About an hour and a half ago, just over an hour and a half ago, Len Williams finished his 24-hour Cyberpunk marathon on Twitch, and he was raising money for Covenant House Vancouver. He raised a total of $6,500 in donations, which is awesome. On top of that,
65?
6,500, 6,500.
Wow.
Yes, thank you to everybody.
So
thank you so
yeah,
much.
thank you everyone for supporting. The goal was 5,000, exceeded that. A Filthy Lot will be matching the goal amount of 5,000.
So that takes it to 13,000.
Takes us to 11,500.
6,500 times 2 is 13.
No. A Filthy Lot's matching the goal amount.
Okay.
And so it's 11,500.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are supporting all donations until December 31st to Covenant House and triple matching them. So the grand total is $46,000
Man.
raised by Elaine Williams doing a 24-hour Cyberpunk marathon.
That's kind of
Incredible.
insane.
Thank you, Elaine.
Wow.
So good.
My hat is off to you, horns and all. Oh, fire hazard
And that's
is,
like, this is
it's moving in.
Moving it closer.
Hazard.
All right.
That it just the framing isn't great.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Okay, so
It's a filmmaker's eye right there.
business concluded. So what we're getting into today is basically nerd news.
Nice.
Like, let's talk about all the things in the news that we've heard about and everything
Yeah.
we are looking forward to. Let's be optimistic and hopeful.
Oh, man.
And talk about the
Easy.
future. I don't know if there's anything in particular you guys want to focus on. I got a list of like all of the Disney announcements.
Oh,
There's a lot.
amazing.
I read all that stuff and like I couldn't remember it. There was so much.
That's why I wrote
It
it
was
down.
like 50
Yeah.
Star Wars movies or something.
It's
I don't
insane.
know.
It's mostly series.
It's a
talking
Yeah,
lot.
there's only a couple movies out of the bunch.
Yeah.
We were talking about the awesome news, and you were calling it like, chin up, eyes forward into 2021. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, there's too much news. Let's just focus
Yeah.
on talking about like our favorite heroes coming, because I was like, the She-Hulk show announcement stuff
Yep.
has me just like, and the Ahsoka announcement, we're all losing our minds.
Well, okay. I'm not.
Yeah, but the worst thing is we're still a year away from all that, though.
Yeah, we get it, yeah.
In 2021, there's only a few things that we're actually going to get. We're
There's
going
a
to get like
few
Boba
things.
Fett. We're going to get new Mandalorian.
Well, we're getting, okay, since you said that, so Boba Fett being in, and okay, so I know that you've already watched the season finale of The Mandalorian, so
Yeah.
please no
Zip it.
spoilers, because I
Zip
haven't
it.
seen it.
Haven't seen it.
No, I'm not going to do any spoilers.
Oh, what the fuck?
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
that action figure is a spoiler.
What the hell?
Fortunately, I can't see it well enough for here
No,
to
it's
have
just
anything
my favorite
spoiled.
character. Because we're talking about movies, and actually there's that rumor about him coming back as they found that actor to be the
Well,
young
Sebastian
Luke.
Stan, the guy who
Yeah.
plays Winter Soldier, if you put him in a Luke Skywalker outfit and put the stupid old 70s haircut on him, he looks
Yeah.
exactly like a young Mark
Yeah,
Hamill.
because I think
crazy.
Oh,
because he
stupid.
It's pretty bad.
like this.
But okay, I just want to touch on something. So out of all the announcements that Disney made, they said that The Mandalorian Season 3 was already shooting,
Oh yeah.
but they didn't say anything about, like, everyone knows that Boba Fett is getting his own show.
It's already shot. It's almost done.
No, they haven't said that.
knows.
They said they're shooting the Mando
it's almost
season
done.
or Mandalorian Season 3, but they haven't announced anything about when. If it was already done, why wouldn't they announce it? If they
It's not
announced
done.
the
It still has to
Mandalorian
go
Season
to
3,
visual effects, but they're almost done principal shooting, and it's going to almost come out at the same time as Mandalorian. Probably more of a Christmas release
I
this year.
think. Sounded like our roof was collapsing. Stand by. I think we're okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Maybe I've summoned Krampus. Yeah, Krampus is
He's
here
here.
to get all the naughty
Krampus
people.
is here.
Yeah.
I work on this stage. When it gets windy in here, it sounds like that. It's perfectly normal.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
that's good to know.
It's kind of terrifying.
Thanks, Ash.
No, you're fine.
Oh yeah, droids. I think that there's a potential that Din Djarin won't make it, and that
You shut your mouth.
Boba Fett will become
No.
the Mandalorian.
No.
I think that the season 3 might be his show.
Maybe Bo-Katan.
Maybe.
Well, okay,
But I kind of doubt it. I mean, the Mandalorian, if you look at all of Star Wars, Boba Fett is the original Mandalorian. He's the Mandalorian.
Well,
he
do you
really
guys want
is.
to know what happens?
No.
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 No, I don't.
Fucking literally not.
God, no. You can leave, sir.
We will kick you off this stage if you try to spoil the season finale of The Mandalorian
No,
right here,
I'm
right
watching
now.
it either tonight or tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Please,
Because I know
no.
exactly.
That's literally
I know
what I'm gonna go
I know
home
what
and
you're
do
talking
after
about,
this.
And that is what most people are thinking.
Yeah.
the best part about this universe that they've actually given to us now with Star Wars, you
Grogu.
never know what the hell they're gonna fucking do. Like that's why we tune in every week, because every week is like, oh my God, what's happening?
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
I'll tell you right now
No.
that when you watch it, you'll be just like, I never even thought of any of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's change the topic. You're making me nervous as hell. I'm like, don't do it, Chuck. Don't fucking do it.
Spoiler free
You know what? I was bugging Nor all day, and so to the point, he actually put up wanted posters to get me out of the office.
Oh, that's what that was
did that?
about.
That's why the wanted posters are up, because
okay.
Nor's like, get him out of the office. It was so
Okay.
funny.
So we don't have to do this in order, but you mentioned She-Hulk, and you've mentioned this to me before, that She-Hulk is your favorite. And I have to admit that I've never read any She-Hulk. But I've also never read much Hulk, because I found him fairly boring, and I assumed it would be more of the same.
No, very different.
So-
super fun, super meta.
So what's the thing that makes it your favorite? Like, your favorite is huge.
Huge.
So why is that?
I have a quote on my LinkedIn from the She-Hulk run. That's my favorite one, where She-Hulk says, "No one is only one thing." And so she lives her life as this cool lawyer, and originally it starts out, corporate, crazy, awesome, New York law.
Okay.
And then it eventually translates that she does law for like cosmic law. Because
That's fun.
the Avengers end up involved in all of these huge like space-related shenanigans, and you end up with court cases that are involving people's.
But
rights
isn't that
across all sorts
taking
of
like the
things.
most exciting thing and making it the most boring way possible? Like huge disasters and epic fights and crazy superpowers, and then I'm sorry, but I'm suing you because of the
That's fascinating.
That's
like,
fascinating.
Yeah.
That's the suit.
Yes.
Yeah, what is the fallout of superheroes? I mean, that's something that
Right?
like The
And I think-
Boys explores a bit,
Yeah,
you
and
know.
That's
they deal
true.
with it also on Daredevil, where it's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like all about like all these, they're almost like vigilantes and stuff. But what do you do if they're like from space?
Who might be in
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Charlie Cox.
Charlie
yeah,
Cox is
yeah,
Daredevil
yeah.
in
They did
Spider-Man
say
3. That
apparently
would be
he's-
very
That's
cool.
really
so,
cool.
So Jennifer Walters is just forking cool, doing all this crazy law stuff. But then as She-Hulk, she's also running around, obviously fighting crime. But she's also in and out of the Avengers mansion and the Avengers team, because a Hulk character is really hard to control. And they can't control themselves all the time. Although She-Hulk has more control than like the Hulk does.
Than regular Hulk. I mean,
Yeah.
that kind of genetically
really?
makes sense.
She didn't get the same dose as him. She got the blood transfusion from him. That's where her gamma.
Oh, but I mean, in that it seems that anger and rage as a power that's like overruling your emotions tends to be more of a male, like a genetic problem of control. Like male rage seems to be a lot harder to
Maybe that's
control
where
than
Hulk stuff
female rage.
started, but hers is definitely more about we all get fired up about something, and hers
Yeah.
is about justice. So
Now, is it true that someone told me that she has to also work out in her human form, and that increases her strength in Hulk form? That's true?
Yeah, but
that's kind of
also,
cool.
Who doesn't think? I mean, we should all work out. Some of us do, like Trevor. Good on you. And some of us, we tackle the stairs every day, and we're like, woof.
Yeah,
was
I mean,
great.
those are a challenge. They are.
But also a really cool thing that I think you'll really like about it, because you love Daredevil, and it breaks the fourth wall a lot. But in She-Hulk, when she looks up case files and she has to figure out, what happened in that case where that, that villain from whatever planet showed up. They go back to the case files or whatever, but it'll be like a comic book inventory,
Oh, that's cool.
and they go read the comic book
That's
of what
fun.
happened. Super fun.
Sweet. Have you guys read much She-Hulk?
No, none.
Yeah, I did.
No.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because the She-Hulk came out in late 90s, probably 90.
Is she
I
that
don't know,
new?
between 93 and 98 was probably when she made her first appearance, I think.
Oh, fact checker. First appearance of
First
She-Hulk.
appearance of She-Hulk.
Or maybe 84, something like that.
It's either 98 or 84. I don't know.
but we're not talking like Bronze Age, like 72 or nothing. I think she's definitely a later.
Apparently, it's Savage She-Hulk, February 1980.
1980. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but I knew it was in 70s, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting look and take on a superhero, and I was a fan because you're always needing some diversity within your reading, of course. And at the time, being like a Hulk, but the part that she mentioned about being a lawyer and that's her, but she's always green. You know what I mean? So everyone just accepts her as a green person.
Wait, so So she's always green?
Always green.
Oh.
Yeah, so like that's
Busted out
that's
of
the
her
Avengers
corporate,
side of it,
you know,
right?
Oh, that's
mini
fun.
skirts.
Okay. That's
Ruining mini skirts left, right, and center.
Yeah,
that's all
so
right.
like my question is like when they actually go to like is it a movie or a series that they're
It's gonna
planning?
be a series,
series.
and it says
Live action or animated?
live action.
action?
They've
Live action?
confirmed that Mark Ruffalo will appear as Bruce Banner or as the Hulk. They actually said as the Hulk. And Tim Roth as the Abomination.
Oh no way!
Yeah, so he's
And-
and Tatiana Maslany, yeah,
All right.
is playing She-Hulk. That was confirmed. I watched the whole like Kevin Feige announcement of everything, which was insanely exciting. But before, should I go through this like itemized, or what do you guys think?
I do think She-Hulk should have a touch of humor on it, like instead of trying to be too serious, because there is we already have that kind of show where there is a superhero and then they have like the real life of being not so much a lawyer, but it's definitely very more dramatic, I guess.
Daredevil's pretty gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it needs that. I think She-Hulk does need a little bit of humor because when you look at some of their covers, she always has like a couple of jokes on there and stuff. So hopefully they do her justice, right?
Cool.
Like, yeah.
Well, I think
You mentioned Ahsoka.
Yes.
So, did you know that? So between two of the new the Star Wars announcements, there's Ahsoka and Rangers of the New Republic. Those two series are going to lead to a crossover event because they're both spin-offs from The Mandalorian, and they're going to lead to a crossover event between all three because they all happen in the same era.
Fork.
Yeah, I just read that earlier and I was like, okay. So they're doing, they're trying to Marvelize what they've done with the Marvel Universe.
Marvel, hold my beer.
Yeah,
Well,
that's working.
Mandalorian
So.
is Iron Man, right? Because Iron Man kicked it all off, so the Mandalorian has kicked it all off.
Yeah, it really has.
Good.
100%.
Because they had a rocky start, like a really rocky start with the Star Wars properties. Like, it,
You know what? I
we all
think
remember
it's in the
Solo.
right hands right
Oof.
now.
yes, I think that they should keep Jon Favreau heavily involved. And who's the other guy? I want to say
Filoni.
Ditka?
No,
Filoni. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But those guys, they have, you can sense the love for everything. And
those guys are the win. Like
And-
they have fixed.
yeah, and people may
everything
call
that
it
we needed.
They may call it fan service, but who are you trying to sell this to?
No, fan
not the
service to me,
fans.
like in the new trilogy, in the first 20 minutes of the new trilogy, they always kept throwing it back to all the old movies and stuff. That's fan service. What Mandalorian is doing is just enriching the past.
I'd agree.
That's what I think.
Yeah, because Force Awakens really was like, remember what you liked about Star Wars? Here's it again.
Yeah, no. And it was
Instead of-
and after the first 20 minutes, I'm like, okay, stop. Like, give
Yeah.
us something awesome, right? Where the Mandalorian is like, okay, we're gonna move on, but we're still gonna give you a Jawa.
They did give us
Awesome, I'll take a
BB-8,
Jawa.
less his adorable little thumbs up. Like,
So
and
I could go through this itemized, or I could just ask, of all the Marvel, Star Wars, Warner
Other.
Brothers, whatever announcements, what are each of you guys looking forward to the most? Or other, yeah, anything.
I am definitely looking forward to the next season of The Witcher. I very much enjoyed the first season of the show, and I understand that the next season is supposed to come out in 2021. So I thought Henry Cavill did a pretty admirable job in that role.
Well, and you like, I've still never played The Witcher
I am a Witcher 3 devotee. I was literally
I know.
just talking to Casey before the show started about that's the game he should play over the break because he's never played it before.
Ah.
It's still, in my opinion, the best video game I've ever played.
Wow.
And the show is a pretty faithful adaptation of
Oh, wow.
at least the game universe. It's one of those things where like it felt familiar enough to be satisfying, but different enough to be new and fresh and engaging. I also have some like more sort of esoteric things I'm looking forward to. There's an anime show called Mob Psycho 100 that there's supposed to be a second or third season coming out this year that I'm really excited for. It's about this schoolboy named Mob who's like the world's most powerful psychic, Esper, telekinetic kind of dude. And he has like a part-time job working for this dude who's like a fake ghost hunter. He's like a fraud. He's like a total charlatan. And then he hires this like teenage schoolboy named Mobu, who actually is an incredibly powerful paranormal and extrasensory and like telekinetic.
What's it
And
called again?
It's called Mob Psycho 100.
Mob Psycho?
Yeah, the season, it's written by the same dude, Murata, or one rather, who created One Punch Man.
Okay.
And so it's in that same sort of milieu.
You're huge into anime, right?
I like my anime.
A
Yeah.
couple of announcements coming up for.
Yeah. Did you know that they're doing a Star Wars anime series of shorts
Yeah.
called Visions? I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I also
curious
just
about
heard the other day, but I am not excited for it at all, that apparently they are rebooting Firefly.
Oh.
But it's supposed to be PG and
What?
family friendly.
Oh,
Yeah, so they're gonna ruin it basically.
I should have just let it die. It's too
Yeah.
late.
But that's what I was
You
gonna
can't
say
save
though,
it now.
is
Just let it become a cult.
fucking wish they had just picked up exactly where they left off with that show in animated format. Bring back all the original actors as voice actors and just continue that story. You know?
Bring back Wash.
The stories are all there. Hashtag bring back Wash.
Yeah, he ain't
The stories
dead.
are all there because they've been doing comic books. Yeah.
Just animate the comic books. Bring the comic books to life in animated form. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
if
they
everybody's
should.
20 years
That would
older
have been
now.
great. That would have been better
The
than
worst part is they all
rebooting.
wanted to do it.
Yeah, they wanted to do it so
That's
bad.
the worst part. They even wanted to do
Yeah.
it. The fans wanted them to do it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they aren't doing it? Like, oh
That
my
falls
God.
down to something Kevin was saying on here last week, was like, just listen to the internet. Like, you have more access to
Well,
your
I mean,
fans than you ever
Be
have
careful
before.
when you listen to the internet.
Well, yeah, but like the fans now have an avenue for their voices to actually be heard. So give them what they want. Like, why not?
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
get it.
Because
That's a slippery slope, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the internet is a vast sea of opinions.
Yes.
And they're not all true opinions. People just like to shout
No.
into the void just whatever they can to get either attention or
Sure.
not always
I'm not saying
bad.
every little opinion. I'm saying like the mass consensus
Yeah,
of
the mass- yeah.
please take Firefly and make it an animated continuation. Like,
Yeah, but then you
that's-
have your trolls.
Yeah. For everyone.
yeah, that's true.
But yes, I think loud and clear on that front from most people.
Yeah, it's just surprising something like that
But
didn't happen.
counterpoint, there is a new generation of people out there who don't know Firefly at all, and maybe a younger audience can get into it.
Well, like
and
this watered down version.
It's the same thing of why, Jar Jar Binks, no one liked
what-
him,
what's-
but
what's
kids
the-
did.
What's the Mandalorian rated?
What?
You know, what's the Mandalorian rated? It's PG, I think.
It's on Disney Plus, so
Yeah, so like it's PG for all intents and purposes. So like you could do a good version of Firefly that was PG.
I'd actually
It's
be
not to say
curious-
that because it's PG it's bad.
Yeah,
It's
especially
just
'cause
That's true.
there's a higher likelihood.
I'd be curious to know what the difference
about
between
violence.
like PG when I was 13 versus now. Like, what are the?
I think it's exactly the same.
You think it's exactly the
It's
same?
totally boobs.
Boobs? Because I feel like swearing in general is way more widely accepted on like
But
TV
most
and
of our
shit.
TV that we're talking about is American. They're fine with swearing. They're fine with violence.
Oh, they
as
hate
soon as-
nudity. Yeah.
they hate
Yeah.
nudity.
Yeah. Especially
What is-
female nudity.
I know,
Which is
why?
bizarre because
It's
they
great
love
that
it
we
when
have
it's
wieners on
scantily
screen.
clad.
It's great, but like,
Because what was the show they shot here? Oh my God.
Tron?
No, the
Falling
series where the
Skies?
guy goes through mines.
Altered Carbon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They could show the guy naked on there, and they were fine, but they couldn't show boobs.
That's.
Oh, they showed plenty of boobs in that show.
Well, yeah, they do. I'm wrong.
What was
There's a
that?
lot of boobs in that show.
Because they also showed.
was definitely
boob,
boobs
too.
in that show.
Like, guys were naked in there too.
Yeah.
That was definitely. Yeah.
I still got to go back and watch. I've only watched the first season of that, and I loved it.
That's something I'm looking forward to in 2021 is a continued relaxation of social mores. I think
Oh, yeah.
that broadly society, despite everything that's happening in the States and other places in the world, is becoming more and more progressive and liberal and open and accepting. And I think when you look at some of the younger generations, like, I don't like to use this term, but like you look at the way that young kids today, especially in the Western world, they talk to each other, they think about each other, how they interface, how they interact. They're all fucking woke. Like they're, they're very aware of social justice issues of, like I think they're broadly one of the most sort of left-wing generations in history at this point.
And they're the most fucked financially.
Yeah, right? And I think as that generation sort of matures and grows up and enters the working world and starts making decisions that affect the world, I think it's going to make the world a better place.
I hope so.
think-
I really do hope so.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just a generation that's having to actually learn how to sort and analyze all of the information
Yeah.
that's provided to them.
Yeah.
So
I think because you took it somewhere like that, I think that something that I hope for in 2021 is governments around the world coming to the realization in the face of the pandemic and like how to facilitate the economy, and seeing that this like the bottom rung needs to be there to support all of it. Like without a foundation, there can be no upper.
Well, the states have that big push right now.
But I'd like them to start
Medicare for all.
not just Medicare, universal basic income. I want to see that start to be a thing.
I think you'll start to see some much broader scale experiments with UBI, especially in the more social democratic countries of Europe.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair few years or decades away from happening in North America, quite frankly.
It's a possibility in Canada. Like
maybe in Canada in 5 or 10 years, I think,
all
on
it
any
would
kind of
take
scale.
is for enough people to actually realize, because like Jagmeet Singh is pushing for it.
Yeah.
And if the NDP was ever given a chance on a federal level, we could just be there.
I just don't see the NDP winning a federal majority anytime in the
but
next decade.
that's the attitude why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is enough people with a proper platform and a time like this that tears everything down and all the stuff that you think works doesn't, now's the time to try something different.
The tides are a-changing, I will absolutely give you that, but there are still enough old conservative right-wing people in Canada that I think it's going to take some of them dying before those kind of changes actually start to manifest.
Change is slow typically.
Yeah,
although
it's a slow
the young
process.
people now have more realization of how much power they have as soon as they hit voting age than they ever had before.
Something else I'm definitely looking forward to in 2021 is we're just starting now to see the first wave of serious antitrust action being taken against some of the big, big four tech companies in the United States. The U.S. SEC or FCC just sued Facebook for like billions and billions and billions of dollars, like actually taking a swing at breaking up Facebook. And now they're doing the same with Google. So I think you're going to start to see
That's crazy.
at least the beginnings next year of the dismantling of the sort of oligopoly of Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon. I think you're going to start to see those companies, even in anticipation of actions governments are going to take, breaking themselves apart as a way to sort of preempt, like anti-monopoly
Corporate
action.
accountability would be a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
One of the things you put on your list that you were interested in, more in like science news, but like
Oh yeah, right.
big like things moving forward or whatever, but maybe like quantum computing and stuff with the anyons.
Anyons. I forgot to write that down, damn it. But yeah, the discovery of two-dimensional particles. Like there's fermions and bosons. Other than that, now there's a new classification.
You know, and I'm sure you know this, but one of the world's leading quantum computing firms is D-Wave, which is in Burnaby.
Really?
Vancouver has one of the world's foremost quantum computing companies. They have built like 256 qubit actual functioning quantum computers. Their shit is on parity with what IBM is doing, with like what the really big players are doing. They are a global force in quantum computing, and they're out in Burnaby.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We should, after when we're allowed to go places again, we should see if they'd let us come over there and interview some people.
I think there's a Quebec company doing a bunch of that stuff too, so go Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But again, Vancouver is high tech. Like in the rest of the world, this is definitely that spot where all that comes.
That's true.
And we benefit from it in our VFX world for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we get tax breaks and stuff for it, right?
Making movies.
I mean, we do visual effects for the entire world, and they within the government, they have all the breaks set up for anything to do with like high tech. Right?
If you're doing any kind of high-tech research in this country, and especially in this city, there is so much tax incentives available to you. Like, the government will pay you mad money.
So Chuck, you threw up droids. Now, is that because of a droid story?
Yeah.
That's one of Disney's announcements for Star Wars?
I made a lot of notes, and some of them I don't think I should talk with you guys without spoiling anything.
Oh, yeah.
Burn them!
But I do think with droids, because every time I see them talking about droids, they always have like R2-D2 and C-3PO. I think, because there's really no real trailer for that yet, and I don't think we'll actually see it this coming year. I still think we're probably like 2022, 24, something like that. And
that's actually honestly like one facet of the Star Wars universe I really think they need to explore.
Well, they
because
have.
like, are droids sentient? Do they have rights?
R2-D2 is
like,
force
are they
sensitive.
are they a slave class in the Star Wars universe? Like, are droids
In
slaves?
the Empire, certainly.
But in the New Republic, they still treat their droids exactly the same. They're bought and sold. Like, are these sentient beings that are slaves? Does Star Wars need to have like a reckoning with itself about like the
I mean, that
treatment
could
of
be,
like?
if that was what a droid story was, that would be
Right?
really goddamn
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I think they need to do that.
Because you do.
Well, I don't think they're like your mom. I think they're more like a car.
I think we can all also agree, though, that Chopper is the best droid. Of
Chopper, 100%, is the best droid so far. He's the best droid they have made in any Star Wars property. Chopper, I swear to God, you can hear what he's saying a lot of the time. I don't know if you guys
Such
have
a
watched
dick.
Rebels.
No.
So there's an, I think it's an R4 unit?
Yeah, I think
R4 unit. He's an astromech
Like
droid,
astromech
like
droid,
R2-D2.
yeah.
And he's got this like voice. And like if you're paying attention to the dialogue of everybody else in
You
the
kinda get
scenario,
it, yeah.
Especially
you can hear him say things like, "You son of a bitch." And it's like, that had to have been that, right? Like,
just say son of a bitch.
he's so sassy.
wow.
Chopper's the best.
I heard, I don't know where it was, like on Twitter or Matt, I don't know, but someone was like, R2-D2 is like a dog. He's like your best friend, and Chopper's a cat. Chopper's like having a cat around who's just like,
I like those are the choices as to where you heard things. It was
Chopper's-
either Twitter or Matt.
Or Matt.
Like, those are my two sources of information.
Chopper's
Twitter
like a
or
cat
Matt.
entirely where I get all my information.
Chopper's a cat that smokes cigars and drinks beer. Like, he is so grizzly. I love him. But yeah, droid story. Does anybody care about the Lando spinoff?
Nah.
Right?
I'm in it for the capes.
Is it with Donald Glover?
I'm in it for the capes. That's not confirmed.
I mean, if it's
They-
Donald Glover, I'll watch it because it's Donald Glover.
Yeah.
You know, like, give
That's
me some
fair.
more Donald Glover right now. Where's Donald Glover?
Yeah.
We need him in our lives.
That's
you
true.
know?
He did release a Childish Gambino album like at the beginning of lockdown
Yeah.
that like didn't really get much accolade. It
Yeah.
just kind of happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be, if it was him in it,
Yep.
I'd be more likely to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Also capes.
Also capes.
More capes.
Did you guys hear about the Acolyte?
No.
This was one of the ones that, because I've gone through the list, like when it first happened, when the Disney investor thing happened, and then I was reading through it earlier, and I was like, what the hell's the Acolyte? It's a mystery thriller about the emerging dark side during the High Republic era,
Oh.
and it's a series. And I was like, that sounds cool. So
Yeah.
apparently it's going to take place on Coruscant,
Nice.
and it's going to be about the beginning of the Sith. I'm into
Well,
that.
in that, yeah.
In that era. Or, well, it says the emerging dark side, so I don't know.
No, I think it's actually, the rumor is that it's going to be High Republic. So like way back in time.
Yeah.
And they're looking at like a 2024 release for something like that. And
Yeah.
they don't have enough information about it. They've talked about a couple of writers, maybe a director or two, but the only rumor that is out there is just High Republic.
So wait, when is the High Republic era? Old Republic, then High Republic? Then Empire? Like what?
Old, high, new,
On
I
it.
think.
High Republic is
Because Old Republic is like KOTOR era. That's like Revan and
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah, and then
and
it's
that's
after
like
that,
that's
Then
like
it would
a
be
couple
High,
of
and then it's
thousand.
Empire, and then it's New Republic? Like Galactic Empire would be somewhere
This is a
between.
thing that needs to be fact checked.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
while
yeah.
we're
We'll come
looking at
back to
that,
it.
you were going to say something, and I kind of walked on you there.
Ash has got it.
The High Republic, initially promoted as Project Luminous, is a sub-series in the Star Wars media franchise set during the High Republic sub-era of the Age of the Republic, set 200 years before the events of the Skywalker saga
Oh.
and 800 years after the fall of the Old Republic.
Okay. So yeah. So it's
okay.
Old,
Republic.
High,
Empire,
Rebels during the
New.
Empire, New
Yeah.
Republic.
Okay. Yeah, we get it. We get the timeline now. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
just
you were
makes
gonna say-
sense. Old, high, new.
Old, High,
Yeah.
New. Old, High, New.
New.
Sorry. Before we got there.
Yeah. I want to talk about, because we jumped around from Marvel and Star Wars and stuff like that. But did you? Because you talked about reading She-Hulk. Did you read the comic book series where Scarlet Witch and Vision are married? Because that's what WandaVision
Yes.
is going to be.
Well,
and
it's
I
not-
thought those comic books were so good, where they're a couple and like what their life is like.
But had Vision died?
No.
Because okay, so we're jumping to Marvel now. Woo!
So like, here's the question: as like a like super Marvel guy.
Yeah.
But like, can Vision exist without his? Oh God.
So Vision
Infinity
in the
Stone?
comics, the Mind Stone was a movie thing.
Right.
He didn't have that as like part of his
okay.
creation in the comics. That was only.
So there is a Vision that exists separate from
Yes.
the Mind Stone. He can still
Yes.
have powers. He still exists. He can
Yes.
still do. Okay.
But in the expanded trailer during the Marvel announcement thing with
Yeah.
Kevin Feige, it was it very much looks like WandaVision is going to be Scarlet Witch starting to have the level of power she does in the comics, which is reality altering.
Right.
And that she, out of her like dealing with the loss of Vision,
Right.
she creates a new reality.
You know, it'd be amazing, and I'm going to butcher this name, and maybe you might know the correct pronunciation, or maybe one of you will, but I feel like that series might actually be the right place to introduce Mr. McSpitlix?
That's DC.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a different guy,
Yeah, he's an imp from the fifth dimension.
Is there an analog for that in the Marvel Universe?
That was already on Supergirl, I think.
No, but who would be? Well, he was on like he's been in
I
a few
mean,
different things.
He was
But
already on the series.
but
He's
who-
also like
who-
a trans-dimensional imp, so if he feels like crossing over to the Marvel Universe, he can do that.
That's true, and that could happen
Right?
on What If, the new animated series from Marvel that's coming out.
Fair enough, yeah.
That could totally happen. Oh, what? What? Oh,
What?
Annette had to
Mid-episode
draw the
costume
attention
change.
to the
We love
fact
it.
that you had changed.
There was too much Star Wars happening up there.
Boo.
I had to balance it
Call it
out.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
Too much Star Wars.
There, we've been talking about multiple Star Wars, okay?
Yeah.
We're moving to Marvel
And
now.
is it even
Anyway.
Star Wars when it happens in a time of peace? Star Peace? Like, are we going to call it that going forward?
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't it
They
like
should have
High
like an
Republic era?
overall name
Star
for
Daytime?
that galaxy.
Right?
Okay, WandaVision. I just want to touch on this really quickly. With Scarlet Witch altering reality to bring back Vision because of her like suffering her loss, this new trailer makes it look like someone's trying to break through to her in her own reality with Vision, and Feige said that Olsen, who plays Scarlet Witch, is currently in London shooting Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and that the events of that movie, and the way that they said this was very interesting. The events of Doctor Strange, which comes out in 2022, will tie directly to the events of the series WandaVision, and will tie directly to the events of Spider-Man, which comes out December of 2021.
Right.
So they said it.
Writers must have to all get in the same room and then just duke it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that they're
Right?
fully
Like,
like meshing
last
the
time.
series and like they're just like fuck it, all bets are off, everything is happening,
Well,
it's
I
all a
think the
go.
crossovers, like within the DC universe that we've had shooting locally, for them to have a crossover was amazing.
Yeah.
I've never seen that in my lifetime of TV.
And that's something else, broadly speaking, that I'm very much looking forward to, is I think Marvel has blazed the way for how to do transmedia.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I think we're just starting to see that notion. It's been something that, like, you know, dickhead startup bros in the media space have been talking about for like a decade or more, this transmedia idea. And like, nobody really figured it out. I think, you know, Oat Studios locally is kind of trying to do it, and they're
Yep.
doing some interesting stuff in that space. But I think what we need to still see, and what I hope to see, is not just this like integrated universe of TV shows and movies and all that other stuff, but like, let's take pieces of those stories and put them in other places, in social media, in gaming, in Twitch streaming, on YouTube, you know? Like, I think
Yeah.
we're just starting to see the first inklings of like this real transmedia universe, and
But that's because more and more people are spending time in those other
yeah.
platforms to make it worth their time, right? Like you've
Yeah.
got audience doing
You want this?
just as much on like YouTube and Twitch.
There's a couple still burning.
And I wouldn't be surprised at all
Keep it
if,
burning, Gav.
you know, come closer to the launch of like any of these series, is that, you know, Marvel starts doing some innovative stuff where it's like, let's have Vision stream on Twitch. You know, what if like Vision was like playing, you know, Among Us or something?
Yeah.
You know?
Or, I mean, that's going to take the dismantling of old Hollywood standards.
Yeah.
Like of the multi-million-dollar contracts for an actor
Yeah.
to play a character, which they're just fucking actors. Like all you're doing is pretending to be a thing. You don't need $20 million to play a character. It's a fucking privilege. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of fucking idolizing and worshiping actors. It's bullshit. Why? Because they can pretend well? Stupid. Anyway, sorry, that just touched on a
We
thing.
need like a Trevor's Rant corner graphic to come up for like
Oh, they will come
segments
from
like
time to
that.
time. Certain things will set me off. Ash.
I just wanted to say that was an excellent rant, considering that you yourself are an actor.
Yeah, I'm an actor, and I have aspirations. I'd love to play the big characters, but not for the money. I want to do it for the joy of playing the character and telling the story well.
You hit it here first. Trevor will take $1.
No, I've stated this before many times. Before this company was a thing, what I would feel super fulfilled with in life was being a working actor. So being able to have a comfortable lifestyle and doing that as a thing. That would be it. And I don't need to be a multimillionaire because I play a character. Marvel, you want me to play Wolverine? I'll get in fucking crazy ass shape and I'll show you a Wolverine unlike you've ever seen. One that's actually Canadian
he'd be a great Wolverine.
and one that's appropriate height.
He'd be a great Wolverine.
Yeah,
Marvel, if
damn
you're
right.
watching, and you should be.
Yeah, and I'll do it for scale.
Trevor Gemma for Wolverine. That's one of my big hopes for 2021 too.
Damn right. Well, it probably won't be. They haven't announced anything X-Men. They probably wouldn't be until 2024.
Yeah, where was the
But I'll do
Wolverine
it.
announcement? That was one of the things I really wanted.
Which one?
I want a non-Hugh Jackman version of Wolverine.
Yeah, I want a Canadian version. We've already got Deadpool.
And the fellow that I have heard is in the front running to play the character. And I don't remember his name, but he's the main guy from, oh shit.
The British thing, right?
No. Letterkenny.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
To play Wolverine?
Yeah. He's jacked and he's short.
He's also got to be good.
Next thing on the
I
list.
can't stand that show.
Okay, maybe before we leave Marvel stuff, I just want to say I'm really excited that if they do the Hawkeye show, it sounds like it's going, Kate Bishop will be on it.
Yep, Kate Bishop will be in there, which is dope.
Just get rid of old man Hawkeye. We're done. Bring on the young blood. And she's a great character. She's great.
Something that's really cool that I'm excited for is the Ms. Marvel series. Having Kamala Khan have her own series.
Yes.
And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's footage in the announcement of the young actress they found to play Kamala Khan.
Also Canadian.
Sorry, she's Canadian?
I think so.
Woo! That's awesome.
Fact check.
Canada showing
Fact
up.
check me before we start.
Her
I
name's
can hardly hear you guys. Who's Canadian?
Iman Vellani. It's IMANVELLANI. See where she's from.
And she's not Canadian.
But she'll be playing Kamala Khan, and she's also, it's already announced that she's going to revise the role that she's playing in the series in Captain Marvel 2. Which is crazy as hell.
She's from Markham, Ontario.
Nice.
That's dope.
Canada
But
taking
yeah,
over.
her reaction to all the official people telling her she got the part is just endearing as hell.
Aw.
It's oh yeah, they got the right person. But that I'm excited for that. I'm excited for a little bit more representation in the world.
So
Very cool.
non-Disney, non-Marvel, what else are you excited about? I put on my list, Sandman.
Sandman. If anyone here is a Sandman fan, it's Ash.
Excited for the next series of Gaiman's American Gods. Next season is supposed to be coming out in 2021 as well.
But Sandman should be. Sandman is Gaiman's thing.
Now, what are they doing it as? A series? A movie?
It's a Netflix series. It's an insane budget. It's an insane budget, and Gaiman's actually writing it.
Oh.
He has to.
Which is crazy. But early on in COVID, when it first started, lockdown started and everything, they said that it was a big delay for production, but he announced that there was a much needed delay because he's just going to take all the time he can during this to fine-tune the script himself, which is okay, this is going to be good. And it's going to be the storyline of today will be set in now, not the 80s. But if he's doing it, I have faith.
Yeah.
It'll be really cool.
Yeah.
Do you know if there's
It's
anything
got to be Game of Thrones
anything
level, I think. 10, 13 an episode.
Yeah.
tabletop game-wise? Have you heard of any announcements for 2021 yet?
Well, there's just lots of. Well, for games, board games.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard much yet, but maybe there's stuff coming down the
Well, when
line.
you talk about movies or whatever, I did get a rumor, and I'm not sure who this actor is. Chris Pine.
Yeah. Oh,
Star
Dungeons and
Trek.
Dragons. He's the
He
new
was Captain Kirk in Star Trek.
Captain
no
Kirk.
way.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And
Wonder Woman, too.
and you'll see him in
Yeah,
Wonder
he's in
Woman
Wonder
next
Woman.
Friday.
That guy. I should know who he is. That's
Yeah.
stupid. Anyway.
Wait, you had a smoke with Chris Pine? Oh, that's nice.
On Star Trek?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually it's funny because I've always had a John Deere hat, and I come out of the studio and I come outside to have a quick smoke, and he had a John Deere hat, and we looked at each other, and he was having a smoke, and I'm like, Right on. So I didn't really know who he was. We were just
Yeah, he seemed nice. I was working on Into Darkness, and,
Oh,
and
okay,
he
yeah.
seemed like a cool dude. I saw Spock,
Yeah.
walk by playing a banjo. It was unreal. It was so weird.
Yeah. But the rumor is he is in the D&D movie that's going
Yes.
to getting shot this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah. So I don't know what that's going to be like.
Speaking of high fantasy, Amazon's Lord of the Rings series is supposed to be coming out in 2021 as well.
Oh.
And that's supposed to be like Game of Thrones level budgets.
Well,
and like,
another high fantasy thing that I don't know if you guys have ever read, but that's I don't know where they are. They've just made some cast announcement, but not the like main 3 Taverin, which I don't know if you know what that means. The Wheel of Time series.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Robert Jordan, baby.
Yeah.
I read that whole series twice.
Wow.
Because I read the first 8 books, and then Robert
waited
Jordan
a million
died,
years, yeah.
and then I was like, oh shit, and then I thought like the series was never going to get finished, and like 5 years later, I found out, oh, some other guy came along and wrote the last 2.
Brandon Sanderson,
He's
yeah.
So I had to
He's
finish
really
the
good.
series at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really stoked
Well,
for that
at
series.
the point that
actually.
Robert Jordan died, he had apparently written the last book,
Yeah.
but it was like 3,000 pages.
Yeah.
And then it was a first pass at it, and his wife had always been his editor,
Yeah.
so she knew the story.
Yeah.
And then Sanderson was just like, he took that 3,000 pages.
I am a
Turned it
little
like 3
bit
books.
worried from what I've heard of some of the like changes that they're
Oh,
gonna
no.
make to the series. It seems like
Go
they're
long form.
it just seems like they're really deprioritizing the story of like Rand and Perrin and the other dude. Like
Matt Coffin, Rand,
Matt.
Althor, and Perrin
It seems
Ibarra.
like they're really prioritizing the Aes Sedai and
What?
like, Nynaeve and all those. And like they're a vital part of the series, like the story for sure. But it seems like they're making it more the story of the Aes Sedai and less the story of the Dragon Reborn.
It's doomed. Doomed.
Yeah.
The worst part of that whole series, the first like 6 books are just fucking enthralling. And then
yeah.
it gets too much into the politics of the Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, whatever. Come on, god damn it. And there's like fucking, I don't know, 20 different storylines
Oh, yeah.
in all different directions. You're like, okay, I gotta read 20 chapters before I get back to the thing I care about.
It was one of those series of books where like every time you started a new one, you had to start with the glossary to remind yourself of who the fuck all of these people are.
Oh, I never had to do
Before,
that.
before we have to start wrapping up, I do have to say, I am back into The Expanse.
Oh,
Brian had been
I
recommending
am
it for
very
a while.
excited for the
And
rest of this season.
Yeah, I started watching it, and then I was like, I can't, I don't know, it just wasn't connecting with me. And I kind of gave up on it, but Matt was still into it.
Interesting.
And then this last week, I kind of like caught a little bit, well, we're like playing Dwarf or whatever, and I'm like, what's going on over there? That sounds pretty good. And then Matt's like, oh my God, that scene, oh my God. And so I sat down for one episode, and I just watched like 4 in a row with him.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got me back in, I'm back in.
It did this. It went like so high in the first like season, and 2 and 3 dipped, and
Oh.
then like 4 it was like back up.
So anyway,
Once they went through the gates, once all that stuff started happening.
I got me back in, so thank you for encouraging me to stick with it.
Man. Yeah, I'm excited for Wheel of Time, but if they're downplaying Rand, Matt, and Perrin, they're doing it wrong.
Yep.
That's such a bad move.
Yep.
Dear God.
Hold on, give him a chance, man.
Yeah, I
Bring it
will.
down, Trevor.
I will. One of my dream roles was, if it ever happened, was to play Perrin Ibarra.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah. You would be Perrin for
Yeah, I
sure.
totally wanted to be
Yeah.
the like wolf brother,
Yeah.
fucking blacksmith
100%
guy.
down.
Dope
Yeah.
as hell.
Yeah.
He's so nice.
So next week, Wonder Woman 1984 is coming out on HBO Max or Crave in Canada, and
Is
on Crave?
it? Can we watch it on Crave?
I heard that you can't.
really?
It's only HBO Max.
Oh.
But if you have Crave and you have HBO through Crave, then as far as I know, you should have it. Yeah,
That's a double subscription. A lot of people
Yes.
don't have that, but yes.
that's fair. But if you have
if you
it,
just have Crave, you're not going to get it.
well, here's the reason to get it if you're interested, is that Warner Brothers is going to release their entire 2021 slate of films
Yep.
simultaneously to theaters and streaming on HBO Max.
Yep.
Which is amazing, right?
That's like
And
groundbreaking.
getting
That's
them in
crazy
some
shit.
hot water with some of their studio
I
partners
bet
too.
that's probably the
Oh, yeah.
demise. That feels very much to me like a very resounding nail
Yep.
that's hitting the coffin of movie theaters.
Yep.
Like, ooh, damn.
Yeah.
Because if you can just stay at home, especially when there's going to be a very long fallout of just paranoia after a pandemic. We're all wearing masks right now, for fuck's sake. Like, by the time we get like taking these off, we're going to be like, I feel uncomfortable for quite a while. And people are going to avoid things like movie theaters. So if you can still stay home, why not?
Yeah.
Makes sense. But yeah,
The rain is really coming down.
yeah, the rain is crazy
Pouring.
right now.
I'm sure y'all at home
The
can hear
last
it.
thing I put on my list was Resident Evil. We didn't talk about it.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what
There's
about it?
Resident Evil news.
What's the news?
Another game or another movie? And
think
will
it's
it
a
have
TV.
Mila Jovovich?
Can you confirm, Ash? I think it's a TV show.
A Resident Evil TV show.
I think so.
Still with Mila Jovovich?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I've been given the 5-minute warning,
Yeah.
which I was told at 5 minutes there was something that Owen wanted to say.
Oh.
Yep, I do. I
got an
have
Owen?
something to present.
Hello, Owen.
Oh, shit. Step that stage. All right, hi, my name's Owen. Is it my mic? I'm mic'd.
He's
Hi,
mic'd.
my name's Owen. I'm 28 years old. I'm 130 pounds.
Owen.
And,
Owen.
oh, and I'm,
Oh,
no,
no.
it's gone.
Oh, it's gone. There's no red light.
Nobody's looking at you now.
We have no
Looking
talent
at
left.
me.
They cut you.
We're
blind.
I'm 6'5", and my best friend is Misha Hamandas, and Misha is leaving us today, so I really wanted to, make a thing out of it. Oh,
Misha!
oh it's this the yelling.
We're not going to get him on camera.
Come on, Misha! Midnight snack, everybody!
I got you a gift.
I'll stand.
I know you're leaving us to go to helicopter school, so I figured, you built the camera department and all the gear that's in there, so I figured we put a monument up to you in there. So I have a photo. I couldn't find a photo where you were wearing a motorcycle helmet. And so I figured I would just Photoshop your face over your motorcycle helmet. And the quote is, "I'm going to be a helicopter," because he's just going to pursue his dream of becoming a helicopter, and I'm really proud of him. This is forever remembering your.
Yeah!
I love it, Owen.
Imagine anything more to my liking this.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Downstage! Downstage!
All right.
I don't know where I can bring this to, man.
Up there.
Oh, he's gone. He's leaving.
Stay in the
Cameras.
light. Find your light. Find your light.
Going in the wide? No tally light. I don't know where to go. For real though, for the people at home, Misha
And I know you
Hanendas.
love space, so the background is space.
Yeah, Misha has been with us since the formation of this company.
Yeah.
And he is an incredibly talented cameraman and focus puller. One of the best focus pullers I've ever met.
Yeah,
But he has
Pull a mean
aspirations to
focus.
become a helicopter pilot, and he's going to chase his dreams, and we support that. So, Misha, from the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you for being part of this, man.
Focus pullers thrive under pressure, so I figured I'd bring you on the stage. There you go.
Yeah. Oh,
The best
Ash.
part is how profoundly uncomfortable Misha is being on camera.
Oh, I love it.
So that was torture for him.
Oh, it was.
That was a literal
torture
nightmare.
For him. Definitely torture for him. Thank you, Misha, for coming up here, because, yeah, he hates being on camera.
Oh yeah.
Ash, what's up?
Two things. The Resident Evil thing is a new Netflix TV show.
Oh,
And second part, which has nothing to do with the first part, massive congratulations to Shannon for directing her very first podcast.
Yeah. Kudos to Shannon
Coffee
too.
Talk.
Nice job, Shannon.
right on. Okay,
to
is there
celebrate
any?
What a great last day before break.
Yeah, so this was our last live episode of Filthy Talk.
Yep.
However, we did pre-record 2 episodes over the next 2 weeks. They will
Yep.
still come out on Fridays.
Yep.
So stay tuned for those. We've got a slew of holiday stuff coming out next
Got
week.
some things, yeah.
And
We've got a new episode
Yeah.
of Baking's a Drag. We've got
Yeah.
a new episode of Ketty's Kitchen.
yeah,
We've
can't
got a
remember
couple of
everything.
Hair and
vlogs. We've
makeup
got
did an awesome
hair and makeup.
Witchcraft Labs, yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I should have written. I forgot to write these down. I was too busy writing down all the Star Wars stuff. But yeah, there is a lot of stuff coming. So please stay tuned, and everyone take care of yourselves, take care of each other during this very weird holiday season, something we've never faced before. So please check in on each other, take care of each other, and stay tuned to Filthy Lots YouTube channel. We're also going to be a little more active on Twitch starting yesterday, moving into next year. But yeah, we are going to be signing off, and we'll see you next year. Until next year, stay filthy.